Okay, good evening and welcome. My name is Latina Wilson. I'm chairperson of the Charles County Board of Education. I will now call to order the work session for June 18th, 2021 of the Charles County Board of Education. At this time, will you please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. This is indeed a special session. It all started back in November of 2020 when Dr. Kimberly Hill informed the Board of Education of her decision to retire after serving our school district for over 35 plus years. We want to thank her again for her dedication and service. Her announcement set in motion the process of hiring our next superintendent. The board immediately turned to the consultants from the Maryland Association of Board of Education to assist us in a nationwide search based on goals and objectives set by the board, in addition to feedback from parents, community stakeholders, and fellow educators. Though the COVID-19 pandemic forced us to adjust our search process, we believe that we are ready to finalize its last step. We would like to thank everyone for their patience and support as we make this extremely important decision. I would also like to thank Vice Chairman Virginia McGraw, who led the Superintendent Search Committee. We appreciate your efforts and commitment to ensuring that all the processes and the procedures, the emails, the phone calls were followed up and that the appropriate protocols were in place. So Mrs. McGraw, I thank you for all of your hard work and getting us through this process, leading us through this process.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to add that every board member has taken this responsibility very seriously, and we have worked tirelessly to make informed decisions. We were very diligent about making sure that this process was very carefully constructed and treated with a high degree of confidentiality. We had numerous meetings, scheduled and unscheduled, with several of the meetings lasting into the late hours of the night. We were fortunate to have multiple applicants from across the United States and surrounding counties. All of them were very enthusiastic about coming to Charles County and had done their homework about our county and school system. Because the group was very highly qualified, our decision was even more challenging. After several rounds of Zoom interviews, we narrowed the field to 3 outstanding candidates and held in-person interviews. We believe we have found a leader who shares our vision of academic success for every child and will guide us in implementing the blueprint for Maryland's future. Madam Chair, I move to accept the mutual contract between the Charles County Board of Education and Dr. Maria Navarro, in which she is appointed Superintendent of Charles County Public Schools effective July the 1st, 2021.
I second.
Motion made by Mrs. McGraw and second by Ms. Brown. I will now take a roll call vote. Ms. Abel.
Affirmative.
Ms. Brown.
Affirmative.
Mrs. Battle Lockhart.
I'd just like to take a moment before I give my vote to share with the public.
Mrs.
I'm giving you my vote.
I will take a vote and no discussion.
I'm giving you my vote. I took an oath of office to execute said and justly, honestly, diligently, and faithfully according to the law. Unfortunately, I cannot, in good faith, according to my oath and my beliefs, unite with my colleagues on this decision. With that being said, my vote is opposed. I'd like to add, it's my responsibility to welcome and support Dr. Navarro in her role to ensure her success. So thank you.
Mr. Hancock,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas?
Yes. Yes.
That's a yes. Mrs. McGraw
Affirmative.
and Ms. Wilson will affirm. The motion carries. It is my pleasure to announce the next superintendent of Charles County Public Schools, effective July 1st, Dr. Maria Navarro. At this time, I'm going to ask a student board member, Mr. Eric Valentine, to come before the podium before we allow Dr. Navarro to give her brief remarks.
Thank you. Dr. Maria Navarro is a veteran educator who has served in various teaching and leadership roles in Maryland, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. Dr. Navarro is currently an education consultant working to support school systems and government agencies to improve learning opportunities for young people. Prior to her consultancy work, Dr. Navarro was the Chief Academic Officer for Montgomery County Public Schools in Maryland for 6 years, where she oversaw the expansion of pre-kindergarten and dual language programs. Under her leadership, MCPS adopted new district curriculum and interventions to support student learning, which expanded career and technical education pathways and early college opportunities for high school students. Notably, during Dr. Navarro's tenure, MCPS experienced steady increases in student course enrollment and test participation in advanced placement and international baccalaureate courses. Dr. Navarro also worked in Baltimore City Public Schools for 5 years as the acting chief academic officer. During her tenure in Baltimore City, Dr. Navarro led several high-profile strategic initiatives, including implementing the Common Core standards, the development of a new framework for the evaluation of teachers and school administrators, and principal leadership development. Prior to joining Baltimore City Schools, she worked as a senior level administrator for the Christina School District in Delaware and as a teacher and administrator for the Cesar Chavez Public Charter High School in Washington, D.C. Dr. Navarro holds a bachelor's degree from the University of Delaware, a master's degree in science education from Temple University, and a doctorate in educational leadership and policy from the George Washington University. Dr. Navarro is bilingual and speaks Spanish and English and has intermediate proficiency in French and Portuguese.
Thank you, Mr. Valentine.
Thank you.
Dr. Navarro, would you do the honors?
Good afternoon, board members. First and foremost, I want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to serve this community. I am extremely proud and humbled to be here today. I have been following Charles County Public Schools for many years, but I've been following the work of the staff and the leadership, particularly this year. And I just want to say that I am so humbled to be joining a dynamic group of staff members. I can't wait to come to work July 1st and roll up my sleeves and work alongside just very talented staff, caring staff, who have done incredible work this past year. And I know that together, working together, we are going to make even better and greater opportunities for every single student in the county. So I want to thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to meeting folks. I know people will be taking a well-deserved rest for portions of this summer, and so I will work around the schedules to get to know everybody, and then that we are ready to welcome students back in the fall. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're quite welcome. Welcome aboard. We look forward to working with you and building on the successes of the school district. With no further business before the board, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Abel, second by Mr. Hancock. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Bye, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Thank you, Mr. Valentine. We're going to have contract signing.
Oh, yes.